Cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños, cumpleaños, cumpleaños feliz.
The world's first bionic superhumans. They're stronger than us, faster, smarter. The next generation of the human race is
living on a bionic island.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? Mark here, and happy Wednesday. And ABC Night in America is going to get put off for yet another week, but not to worry, because regardless if the weather's like this, but even better, or crummy, I promise you, when we get to the series finale of the Goldbergs for the Wood-Button installment, I believe it is, we will watch that in real time to give ourselves a proper finale like we deserve, and give them a proper finale with us alone that they deserve. Give them a proper farewell. Then the next week for the Hermie Sadler installment of A Million Little Things, we're gonna do the same. And hopefully, the weather being crummier than this would be an added bonus, so it would give us an excuse to stay inside by default, so we could watch it anyway, so in real time, and give them a proper farewell. Because A Million Little Things, I think, is going to hit us more than the Goldbergs, because we've been with A Million Little Things since the very beginning at day one in 2018, 2019, because of Lizzie Green's Nickelodeon work on Nikki, Ricky, Dickie, and Dawn, because we were supporting Daniela Perkins, what was supposed to be a one-time thing on that show on Night Squad was the thing, and that was one of our full-time shows back in the day, but then it became so addicting. But unfortunately, just like with the Thundermans around that same time, I came to that show too late, so I really didn't get a real shot at it, except for the last few episodes to close it out. Same with Thundermans. So therefore, when the Thundermans movie premieres, hopefully maybe it'll be so successful, it'll transform into a reboot TV series of the original series. And if that's the case, then I'll watch it full time. And since yes, well, oh yeah, but like I was drawing a blank there. I was sorry, I had a brain fart. So, but either whether that happens or not, when the movie finally comes out, not to worry, because I will watch that in its entirety in real time. And because Lizzie Green was cast on A Million Little Things, I decided to support her there, and look at all the friendships I made with Allison Miller, Christina Moses, and everybody, a bunch of people: Chance Hurstfield, Tristan Byon, David Warren, Joanna and Ash Cooper Kearns. Supporting one person on that show has expanded into I don't know who that is. I still haven't figured that shit out. It transformed into a group of friends, like a domino effect, like a family tree, except it's a friend tree. Where, that's basically what happens with every single show I gain full time, where I'm only there to support one or a few people, but then it evolves to a bunch of friendships, which is what's probably going to happen with Aaron tomorrow, after we get through with a possible Tim Duncan Can I Recreate episode for Spring is in the Air. But more on all this stuff throughout the end of as we come close to the end of the 2022-2023 TV season and 2023 season in general. Today's video is all about the co-creator of Livin' La Vida Lab Rats and Villains of Valley View, Bryan Moore. Now, we've done a couple Chris Peterson birthday tributes on the channel in the past, including a failed one that was combined with, speaking of the little things, Stephanie Shostak, Albert Sy from Coop and Cammy, of course, Chris was the head of that. And of course, Kensington Tallman from Nickelodeon, and the Oliver's Family Picnic that same weekend was supposed to be a bonus, as like a bonus clip, in its entirety. Like you were watching like a bonus, short, at the end of a long movie or something. Unfortunately, my dumbass, I got when my previous computer was properly functioning, I recorded the first day of footage on my phone, and I successfully imported that footage onto my computer and put it in the OpenShot video editor, like no problem. When I successfully recorded the second day footage, unfortunately, my dumbass ended up, here's the thing. I put all the different clips of the first day together and put it on the computer. It was no problem. And of course, all the Delilah clips were in there. Now, I think the second day we were celebrating Albert and Kensington. And I'm trying to remember, I know when we put a lot of Kensington clips, it was looking so good. I put all the second day footage individual clips together as one, and yet my dumbass deleted it off my phone before I had a chance to import it to the computer. So that that birthday tribute, that triple header birthday tribute ended up being a big bust, and that would have dropped on this channel the following Monday. And I made the same mistake 2 months later when you were supposed to see a banger Ricky Martin concert from actually in Chicago for my dad and I. But then after I put everything together, I was going to import it to the computer, but when it was still fully functioning, and upload it from a YouTube channel there. But then my dumbass ended up deleting that footage too. But I guess as frustrating and upsetting as that usually is, I guess at the same time you got to accept it. You made your bed, you sleep, so you sleep in it. It's part of being a big YouTuber and content creator like me. Mistakes like that are bound to happen. It wasn't neither was the first time I ever made that mistake, and I know sure as hell it won't be the last. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen some more unless I'm extra careful from this point going forward. So we've done Chris Peterson birthday tributes, and that failed one could have been a success because it was combined with Kensington Tallman, Stephanie Shostak, and Albert Tsai. But this is the first time we've given one to Bryan Moore. Last year, when based on the Live and La Vida Lab Rats trends and conspiracies, Tyrell Jackson Williams got her first birthday tribute last March. If you want to go look at that, link is in the description. Now this year, Bryan Moore, Kelly Berglund's boss, Tyrell Jackson Williams' boss, and now Isabella Pappas, Kata Miller Jensen, and Kai Moya, Giselle Torres' boss, other than Chris Peterson, he gets a birthday tribute of his own. So therefore, I just figured today, since it's going to be somewhat decent, and we're probably going to be too exhausted to watch ABC Night in America from running around, even though it's going to get chilly before our usual time of parking the bus on a really, really nice day. I figured why not, get out of the house and record this birthday tribute, finally make this happen and lock a new achievement on your YouTube channel for the co-creator of the greatest show of all time, Live and La Vida Lab Rats, and its modern day counterpart, Villains of Valley View. So right now, see out the corner right there, and I want to get my grandfather's license plate. We're waiting for our friends from the middle school to come back, and so whenever we hear and see that bus, that's usually our cue. So as we continue to play the waiting game, I will meet you all when we finally get our cue to walk down there and see our friends, including one of our best of friends, Nathan Gift.
Wait a minute.
So it looks like there was a change of plans, an alternate game plan the anniversary of us meeting came around this time in 2016, me and Kelsey. And I do remember that one time during that time period, I had a massive crush on her, and all my friends that when they were littler, and we talk about this all the time, when they were littler and I was in my early 20s, they used to tease me about her, even though she had a boyfriend. And every time I tried to tell her she had a boyfriend, they would always thought it was me. They always claim it was me to piss me off. Or even though I did try to tell them factual statements, look out, there's a bush, factual statements that she was somebody else, and plus I don't think she would do that with me anyway. And so I had to get their parents involved, everything, and we worked it out, and they never did it again. But now that we're a lot older, I was 49, and they're growing into nice young boys and older boys and young men. All we do is just look back on that and laugh now. Remember that, Kels?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember having a big crush on you. I'm not gonna at the time I was 22. I thought you were kind of attractive back then. But I don't feel that way about you anymore, but it's something I just look back and laugh at. So we ended up walking with her instead of waiting for my friends from the middle school. And I told her that this is the Bryan Moore birthday tribute. So at least we got some good company here in this bitch for the great Bryan Moore, co-creator of Live and La Vida Lab Rats and Villains of Valley View. And of course, even that 70s, well, not the co-creator, but he and Chris produced some episodes of that 70s show, and even played a small role working behind the scenes of Coop and Cammy back in 2019. Well, 2018, 2019, 2020, but we started watching in 2019, 20. Well, there's the middle school bus, but I decided to come see Kelsey instead. So I haven't seen her in a long time. Look out. All right, go, go, go. Ale, ale. You going home now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured, I'd probably, change it up a little bit and, seeing my friends a break, I mean, I'll still hang out with them throughout the night in the neighborhood, as long as they're still in school or even after out of school. But I figured, you know what, Kelsey's out. I haven't seen her in a long time. So why don't we just and I don't see her much in general anymore. So why don't we change this up a little bit? Because it was nice to take a break from what we usually do. And we'll return to it tomorrow off camera because we're recording a special video tomorrow in honor of being 79 to 80 degrees. Because I always remember, if there was no break from the things you love like that, or being like for me being outside with my friends and recording YouTube videos like this and making TikToks with them, if there was no break from any of that kind of stuff, I wouldn't like it as much. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
And if special moments like rare once in a while, precious moments with people you really, really love that you don't get to see all the time happen more often, it would take away the specialty in it. You wouldn't pray. For example, I don't see my friends in Ridgeville from the school district as often. When I do, that's why it's exciting every time, because I get it can be frustrating, but if it happened more often, it wouldn't be as exciting, and B, I wouldn't appreciate it as much. Is that true?
Probably.
Yeah, my mom and I discuss it all the time. My grandparents and I discuss it all the time, mostly my grandmother, and even my dad, whenever I see him, he discusses it too. I mean, not as often as my mom and grandparents, but still, no matter who discusses it or how often it's discussed, it's not wrong at all. But wait, I didn't see anyone get off the bus. I mean, what the fuck's going on? Unless the first middle school bus came through already, but I'm leaving that shit in there just for the hell of it. Kelsey's about to go home. We're gonna say happy birthday to Bryan Moore real quick.
Sure, happy birthday.
All right, that was fun. And this is going to be a commercial-free birthday tribute for Bryan Moore, since he's just the man behind the scenes off camera, making all the magic, on-screen magic happen for us, the fans at home watching on TV. So therefore, we got one birthday wish out of the way. So even if we don't, I know she's been more open to do it, she's opening up to do more stuff like that. So later on this summer, if we probably more likely ask Kelsey to do an easy TikTok. I did tell her if I ever plan a TikTok with her late in the summer, and if I do, she'll most likely say yes, because I'm noticing since she stopped walking her dog Diego, considering he can't go on walks anymore because he's a lot older and much slower than he used to be. She's more open to stuff. Maybe she was probably saying no to me a lot of those things because, the dog was too much. But now that she's free most of the time, then I guess now she's more open to taking pictures, recording YouTube videos with me, hopefully doing a TikTok later this season. So therefore, if we do a TikTok this season and I ask her to do one and she says yes, then I'll make sure it's an easy one for sure, just for her. And I'm going to try to if she's going to be more open to this, I got to make sure I do not ruin it and fuck it up. I got to make sure I reduce the amount of times I ask her for a picture, ask her to do a TikTok with me. And I'm going to reduce the amount of times I have her to throw her in any of my YouTube videos. So therefore, I'm glad Kelsey's opening up to these things that, for me, I want her to do, that she didn't open up to me all these years when she walked her dog Diego. So even if we don't get any other birthday wishes for Bryan Moore in this video, I don't give a shit. We got one right off the bat in the beginning, and that's all that matters. So I think it might have been the middle school bus. I don't fucking know. Unless it was that prototype bus where from that one day, I didn't record anything that day. I remember it happening and I thought it was my friends, and then it turned out to be a false alarm because it was a prototype, and somehow a driver was a young man, a really young man who looked like to be in his mid to upper 20s, somehow knew me. But I'm like, I thought to myself, who the fuck are you? It's like, that's what I think to myself half the time. when these people who know me, so wave it. Oh shit, wait, I think that might be them. No, that was a prototype. That was another prototype. Let's find out. That was another prototype. Let me get out of the way. See, it's the same guy. It's the prototype. It's the prototype. It's the fucking prototype. So, did they actually get off the bus? Did their bus already get here? Unless me and Kelsey were on the opposite end of the racetrack. When I'm fucking confused, but yeah, that was the prototype. See, that was the guy. That was the same guy too. He waved at me because he knew me from somewhere, but yet I don't even know who that is. That's just the norm for me in Ridgeville. I think in recent memory and modern day history. It's like people know me more than I know them. It's like when they wave at me, sure, I'll wave at them to be nice. But it's like at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, who the fuck are you? It's the same thing when I get spotted at a public Ridgeville event, whether it's a basketball, hey, Demon Dobie, I just crouch a Dooms dog. Whenever obviously I wear the Tim Duncan jersey that gives it away. Sometimes I do it on purpose for that reason, but I get bum rushed by a group of, people from the Ridgeville School District, oh shit, here comes the prototype. Like they saw me on here, he's gonna wave again. See, there he is. Whoever you are, please show yourself here on the interwebs, and so I can follow you. Maybe I can meet you up close and personal one of these days. But it's like whenever I go to a Ridgeville event, whether it be a winter sporting event like basketball, or a fall winter sporting event like outside like football, or even like a general event like in any time of the year like the Corn Fest or something, whether Tim Duncan jersey or not, it's 95% Tim Duncan, 5% anything else. I'll just be walking around minding my own business, not paying any attention, or I could just be sitting there at the picnic table at the pavilion drinking an ice cold Coke. All of a sudden I hear my name get yelled by some rando who knows me better than I know them. And which my question every time, like if they see me walking and they see the Tim Duncan jersey, like, Mark, it's like they saw me on TV the night before or the week before. It's like, good Lord. Or the year before even. And so my question every time, just so I can be sure, because these people see the reason why it's like this, because they see me on the internet more than they see me on the internet, social media, on the phone than they do in person. That's where it gets a little hard for me, but it gets easy for them. So whenever I see them in person, they say, Mark, and I'm like, wait a minute, who the fuck are you? I mean, I don't say it like that, but that's how I mean it. And then they tell me who they are and that how they know me, what social media platform they know me in, and that's it. So I'm not sure. I mean, I know that was the prototype. That was the prototype bus with that young man who somehow knows me from somewhere, but I kind of don't know who that is. I may or may not know him, but either way, whether I know him or not, I barely know who that is. I don't fucking know if the middle school bus came back through. I mean, I'll have to look back at that last clip where Kelsey and I were crossing the street to see if that was really the middle school bus or not. So, because the prototype has a flat nose against the front, while the middle school bus has a cube nose, a regular cube nose, just like a typical regular car or truck or van or whatever. But the flat front, the flat end front, the flat front ends are usually remind you of like a travel bus, a Greyhound bus, or something like that you see at the RTA or the general subway. The bus, like a bus stop that's not related to school. Or even when you're traveling from the airport, going to a hotel for a vacation or a condo, which is what we call a house type hotel based on our experiences over the years in the past. So there's a lot of shit we got to figure out throughout the rest of the season as we finish up Spring is in the Air season 2 and then get into season 3 of Fun in the Sun. So tomorrow when we come back out here before we start the Tim Duncan Can I Recreate spring episode, just to keep the trend going in a proper way. Because last year we did a spring episode of Garra Acción y Sudor. If you want to look at that, link is in the description. You want to look at the promo video promoting that, link in the description as well. I did promise you an episode that very day, the same day as the Aaron's 499 at Talladega. However, what we did was not what I had in mind. I was planning a basketball one in someone's driveway, but we ended up getting a baseball one in the Grill Bomber's backyard instead. So that's what made it more special and made it more fun and entertaining, was that we got something that we didn't have in mind, considering we were Mason. Hey, we were expecting something of we're used to. So Mason Halliburton, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't have a nickname yet. His dad, Chuck, came up with his own nickname, Champion Chuck. Now, normally, I do not, the rule for my nickname giving, hold on, this is taking up too much fucking space. Now, the rule for my nickname giving is I normally don't allow people to help me come up with nicknames for the people, and that our nicknames for people in general be them, and this includes coming up with nicknames for themselves. Well, since I was struggling to come up with one for Chuck, I only call an exception is if I'm struggling to come up with one for somebody and they make it up for themselves or the people, or if they just make up a true, legitimately funny story like Crotch of Doom did when Ninja Fighter hurt his Achilles, then. Or if that person's been that special and or important to me since the early days during stuff like this, then yeah, I will allow it. Like Crotch of Doom if that's Cole Allison's dad, Rodney Allison, who we call Ninja Fighter, because he's had a history of busting up his Achilles like Adam Petty. He lived up to the nickname again, but he really didn't. I was just going back to having a flashback to when Crotch of Doom initiated the nickname. He actually fell the wrong way while playing football in the backyard with either Mason or Cole, or even Carter for that matter. He was running backwards to catch the ball, football for a touchdown. I think there might have been some kind of opening or a hole in the ground in the backyard. He stepped in it, twisted his leg the wrong way and tore his. Luckily, it wasn't the same one as the initial incident, which I'll get to momentarily. But I remember, I think it was during what the fuck is that? I think I remember, I believe it, did we do a warm, I think it was a neighborhood fun, tear it up like Terry. Once I find it, I'll link it in the description after I'm done recording this clip. But anyway, I'll shout it out in this video in the next clip once I find it out. It was either a warm weather bang or a neighborhood fun, tear it up like Terry Labonte episode during Adventures in Autumn when we bullshitted some bonus outdoor time. And I remember coming through here, going through turns 1 and 2, and Rodney was getting out of his car. I said, Ninja Fighter, and he says hi back like usual. And then when I see the cast on his leg and him, carting himself with the walker, I started going crazy. I was like, oh no, again. And that's when I made the TikTok of Ninja Boy's gonna get you. Oh my God, it was fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna show that now due to the allotted time we're gonna have in this Bryan Moore birthday tribute. Now for the initial incident as to why Crotch of Doom came up with that nickname for him. So Rodney Allison is a Cleveland police officer. And so he was trained to fight like this man right here for the Army, Justin Dana Rogerson, the Jerry Springer man. So, therefore, he actually it had nothing to do with his job. He actually was working out in the gym on his free time, and he heard it doing that. And so Crotch of Doom decided it would be funny to make up a story how he was working on night shift as a police officer he is, where a group of ninjas jumped his ass, and he had to fight them like hell to defend himself. And the way Crotch of Doom made it sound like he actually won the fight. Is someone coming out? No. Rodney actually won the fight, but he paid the price for it by hurting his Achilles. So Crotch of Doom in a way kind of said it that way to make it up like Jamie McMurray. So I figured I just let it slide as an exception and decided to use it as his nickname, Rick. So that's where the whole Ninja Fighter scenario came into play. I don't remember what I was talking about, what started this whole conversation, but Anyway, what video was it that I did that Ninja Boy's Gonna Get You TikTok during Adventures in Autumn last year? So that was the Benson installment of Neighborhood Fun, Tear It Up Like Terry Labonte. I thought so, but I kind of, second guessed myself thinking it was a warm weather banger. But no, it was Neighborhood Fun, Tear It Up Like Terry Labonte. Johnny Benson installment, episode 10. So go look at that, link is in the description. So hopefully I should be getting better at linking all these videos in the description and do it, and remembering to do that. So therefore, anyway, I had enough telling stories and everything. Let's go get some more excitement down before we have to park the bus early once it starts getting chilly at 7 o'clock. So let's see what else we can find and who else we can see. I just had a chance to check out the clock like Kevin LePage. That had to be the middle school bus that Kelsey and I were looking at in one of the previous clips. So yeah, it's 3:34 because usually they're already home they're already home way by then. Way by then say this shit fucking right, Mark. So it's 3:34 because usually it's already way past their time to come home. So by now, since based on the time now, past 3:30, they're already home by then. So I guess that confirms that was the middle school bus. Me and Kelsey just weren't quick enough to come around to see him getting off the bus. So I kind of feel bad about that, but tomorrow I'm going to redeem myself and hopefully give them redemption. That way they can see me waiting for them. Because that's what I was doing over there, as you saw. But when I saw Kelsey, I wanted to walk with her. I thought she was going to politely tell me, decline. But somehow, surprisingly, she accepted. So I'm kind of surprised that she let me walk with her. So thanks again, Kelsey, for letting me walk with you. Now on to the next stop and the next set of people or person, whatever, how the fuck you want to describe it. Person or people, it depends on the fucking count, but I do see someone over there, so let's go check it out like Kevin LePage. Nope, never mind, they're leaving, so they're getting ready to go somewhere. I don't know where the fuck they're going. I think they might be going to a baseball gig or practice or game, who fucking knows, but anyway, we fucking tried. So let's, depending on the count, let's go find the next person or people, see what else we can find and who else we can see.
Difference, if you're different, just go with it and make them listen. We don't care, they can't stop us now. No more hiding back in the crowd. So let them say what they say. We don't care. We don't care if we don't fit in. We will let them under our skin. So let them say what they'll say. We don't care.
GJC Animates. Let's go check it out like Kevin LePage and see if he could come out to play. Okay, apparently he's still in school, so apparently I didn't know that, his school time goes into, I don't know what time it is. I didn't know he stayed at school. I mean, obviously the way based on the schedule works, or based on what Dave, his father, was explaining to me. They're actually on time, but I didn't know that he stayed in school for this long in one school day. Wow. See, I learned something new today, I guess. When I see Melanie again, I'll ask her about it, but wow, Gavin's school stays in session a whole lot longer than everybody. It's probably because it goes to a different school. I don't fucking know, but I do recall, Melanie, his mom saying something like that. Dave is his dad, so I do recall, Melanie saying something like that in the past. So maybe it's something we forgot about that we thought we learned for the first time, but who fucking knows what. But anyway, on to the next stop. Okay, maybe we'll see if Justice can come out. He was the one on the motorcycles over the weekend during that warm ass adventure we had in good old Sandy Ridge for an episode of Spring is in the Air. He was learning how to ride a motorcycle from his buddy Alex, who happens to know me too. He was on the black one, so let's see if he can come out. So apparently, I don't want to get no license plates or street signs. He's still at school, and so is JGC Animates. So we'll probably catch JGC Animates, later. It's more than likely we'll catch him later more than we'll catch Justice, because Justice has a road track meet at Westlake, and then he doesn't get home till 10 o'clock, and the bus is already long parked by then. We're like way gone by then. Tomorrow it's going to be 79 degrees, and a Tim Duncan Can I Recreate episode is coming out, so I don't know who we're going to see. I know we're not doing a regular YouTube video because of it, but I figured, oh yeah, now I remember what I was talking about before. Then all of a sudden I got off topic and was talking about all the neighbors' nicknames. So okay, now story time again, since there's nothing happening. So yeah, to keep the trend going on spring episodes of these warm weather, athletic physical activity series, Garra Acción Sudor and Tim Duncan Can I Recreate, which is more common in the summer than it is in the spring, except for it'll make an occasional once-a-year spring appearance. Last year, that was Garra Acción Sudor. Because remember what I said. Earlier. That day, which was during the Aaron's 499 at Talladega, we promised you an episode. Oh shit, I gotta switch sign because the street sign. We promised you an episode of that series to kick off the season for occasional, once a year spring is in the air appearance. We were expecting basketball, but the baseball is not what we had in mind. That's what made it special. Now, that was last year. This year, to keep that trend going, if we're going to rotate each and every year on when they're going to make their season debut during the springtime before we lay out the rest in the summer. 2022, we did Garra Acción Sudor. Now, tomorrow, I'm looking to do Tim Duncan Can I Recreate, as long as enough people are in the neighborhood to do this with. So, therefore, I'm going to wear the Fiesta outfit tomorrow, the white one. So, whatever play I can find from the Alamo Dome, from Duncan's opening years there from 1997, 98 to 2002, and a Spurs home game, the Alamo Dome, that's the one I'm going to do. I have a few Tim Duncan reenactments bookmarked for the future, including his posterizing dunk over Alonzo Mourning in the 2000 All-Star Game, in which he shared the All-Star Game MVP honors with Shaquille O'Neal. So I figured I'd wait till I'd wait until I get the Black Fiesta from 2020-2021 season to do that one, the jersey and the shorts. So I'm gonna wait till I get that outfit. That one I'm saving until I get that jersey and that uniform set, the jersey and the shorts. So I'm saving that one. I'm saving it to random meaningless dunks from the 99-2000 season, from not the one where he got injured, not that one, no, because I do not do injury plays, whether the play was successful, unsuccessful, good or bad, out of respect. The same way Cody H. Gaming in his NASCAR Racing 2003 Can I Recreate, with when he tries to reenact the best and worst crashes in NASCAR history, he doesn't do fatal crashes like Earnhardt Sr. 2001, Kenny Irwin, Adam Petty, Tony Roper 2000. He doesn't do none of that stuff out of respect, because that would get him canceled. Like if I did a play where Duncan got injured, even the one that ended his 2000 season against also Sacramento, the other Sacramento one, I'd probably be getting canceled for that when it came to my own team and my own player. So the good ones I'm going to do against Sacramento, even though I think that, if I remember correctly, San Antonio lost that game. I think I'm going to do these. I have them saved on my phone. These two meaningless dunks in the black 2020-2021 Fiesta outfit, where I remember he just was standing under the basket and just jumped up and ripped it down through the hoop. And then I think there was another one where he just did a reverse and dunked it from the left side. So the first one of that's going to be easy. It may take maybe 2 or 3 tries at best. But yeah, that second one is going to be fucking hard. Barbecue Man. I knew the one fight we did last year, the 2004 fadeaway jump shot over Shaq in the Western Conference semifinals in Game 5 was probably going to be hard as fuck if we were trying to do it the legitimate way. So we decided to do it an easy way, so we wouldn't be stuck there in Farago's driveway all night and struggling with that shit. So if you want to look at that, link in the description. So we're gonna start doing hard ones this year, and they're probably, if you know, if we don't mind our P's and Q's and how, and you know, as in making it harder on ourselves than we should, that it's probably going to be just as hard as the Johnny Benson Lightning Challenge and NASCAR Thunder 2004 at Rockingham, as well as the, the Jerry Nadeau Lightning Challenge and NASCAR Thunder 2003 at Atlanta, or even the Benson one from Thunder 03 at Charlotte, based on the 2001 Winston Open. Like, how the fuck? Oh, no, going that way. How the fuck you're supposed to catch Newman with that very little time left in the race with so little laps, you know, on the board that are already completed based on the length of the real race? Like, how the fuck are you supposed to do that? But anyway, speaking of Ninja Boy, let's go over play with Mason and Cole. Okay, Mason, Roger, and Cole Bryant 1v1, the brothers. Oh, that I can't tell what that was. I couldn't tell if that was a regular clean block or a goaltend. It was very close. Wait, even Mason admitted it? So I guess that's confirmed, I guess. So at least you have the guts and the courtesy to acknowledge when you done goof. Some people just don't have that. Oh, damn. I almost hurt myself up Friday night doing this stuff. Oops. Ooh, called the popo. Let me zoom that out a little bit. I'm getting fucking shitty ass angles over here out of bounds behind the basket. That didn't even go in, so how the fuck is that an and one? It's a different angle. Oh, come on. No, you're supposed to make that. How's Mason still playing with the bum-ass wrist? Nice. Ooh, he got the block, but it still went in.
Oh, you're lucky.
Okay, we came in late on that. Holy shit. I got it.
My hand was right there. No, I didn't touch the ball. Oh, I didn't.
Look out! Oh, I thought he was gonna dunk it. God damn it. Oh, Pepe's out. Oh, Pepe just came out.
What? You say foul? Oh. I was about to say.
Nice. Well, that was interesting. That was actually kind of nice. Kind of. Well, I wouldn't say kind of. That was actually very, very nice. So thanks to the Allison boys for their hospitality. And the little lady Germifier came out for a little bit, as you saw in one of those previous clips, until her and the Jerry Springer lady had to go somewhere. And Sir Block-Salad is in there in the kitchen cooking dinner. And of course, you know, the Crotch of Doom had just gotten home, like right around the time me and Mason did that TikTok. Now, I apologize for Mason's lack of energy in that TikTok. And let me be clear on this something. I don't give a shit if that trend is old, or any trend for that any old trend for that matter, any old trend in general for that matter is old. I'm still gonna fucking do it as long as it makes me and the person or people I'm doing that with happy. And as long as we're happy, it's nobody's fucking business. So anyway, back to story time before I kind of lost track when I went to the Ninja Boys. So every year, it seems like when we get to the little really warm part of spring is in the air, like our regular like daily summer series of Tim Duncan, Canarica, and Garra Isidoro make an occasional spring appearance every other year. Like every other year, it's going to rotate. That's why I think I'm going to do it. An intentionally caused pattern that we're going to do starting tomorrow. So last year we did an episode of Garra Isidoro in the middle of spring is in the air. Tomorrow is Tim Duncan Canary created, and then next year will be Garra Isidoro again, 2024. 2025 will be Tim Duncan Canary created. You know, see where I'm going with this? See the pattern, the domino effect? So yeah, that's how we're going to do it, as long as we remain here. And, oh, hey, Jesse. As long as we remain here in Sandy Ridge. So as long as we remain here and, stick with the same group of people, even if, some of them themselves leave, and then we get new ones as a result, then that's exactly how we're going to do it. Something that... some of these old traditions on Lenore and Sandhurst died for like new traditions here in good old Sandy Ridge as an adult. So some of the traditions I used to do as a kid and a teen died away because shows like Bless This Mess and I believe Man with the Plan, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, and even a million little things have taught us, even when, childhood traditions die, you can always start new ones as an adult. So some of the stuff we used to do, so for the YouTube and TikTok and my social media career doesn't, people on my social media followers don't know about, like on Lenore, the prime Lenore, not pre-Mexico Lenore, not early post-Mexico Lenore, but prime Lenore, like around 2006 to 2008. Going into during what was a dark time of late 2008 going into early 2009. We used to do it like a little thingamajig called seasonal video games, where we even took this into Sandhurst, even did it there too, to keep a classic tradition going with a classic iconic house in our family. We would play certain games and certain seasons of the four, and only those games. We never played any other games at all except those. Like in the fall, it was NASCAR Thunder 2004 and 2 Crash Bandicoot games, Bash on PS1, and the Huge Adventure / XS meaning extra small on the Game Boy Advance. Winter, it was NASCAR Rumble, because NASCAR off-season might as well fuck around. NASCAR might as well fuck around and go to the goddamn open road. And then when spring came, it was Crash of the Titans on PS2 as the planned Crash of the Titans, and all the NBA Lives, where we try to recreate all of the Spurs playoff runs, from the years we won, years we were good, even when we came up empty-handed to win the championship. And then the summer, as we all remember, Crash Twinsanity and Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 with some, minor backups. In June and July, it was Gran Turismo 1 and 2. And in August, it was Dirt to Daytona and Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. So, therefore, it's traditions like that unfortunately died to, that make room for, as a kid and a teen, to make room for a tradition as an adult here in Sandy Ridge. And that's part of how life goes. So, on to the next stop. Anyway, I kind of got thrown a little bit off my rhythm because my grandmother, who sadly is in a nursing home, no, don't worry, it's not life-threatening, because she just had a fall over here in my garage, and they had to take her to the hospital, and so therefore she's at the corner at the nursing home to get her rehab just to get stronger again. So she was calling me because I'm actually right nearby because I'm outside right where she's at. So, but I kind of was getting thrown off rhythm because I was in the middle of recording when she called. Barbecue man! Can he hear me? Hey, barbecue man. Hey. Good. Anyway, so some of these old traditions on Lenore and Sandhurst, died by the time we got here as we grew up, because that seasonal video games crap and, all this other stuff we used to do each and every year. Oh, yeah, but didn't we always do, on Lenore, obviously, because on Sandhurst, they didn't have this. And of course, here in Sandy Ridge, they don't have, the rec center, where we could go up there and go to the fair. This is just an enclosed development, where Sandhurst did not have what I'm about to describe to you that we had on Lenore. That, eventually that had to die as soon as we left to go to Sandhurst. So, on Lenore, we every year, starting in 06 or 07, we used to do this thingamajig called Trucks at the Corner. We would try, there was a factory down the street from the Lenore house where we lived at the time. And so I would go down there just to, see all the semi-trucks drive by and, get them to, toot their horns. And in August of 07, I think it was, sometime early to mid-August of 07, I got 8 of them to toot their horns. That's a record. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it in 2009, which would have been my last time anyway, because they were repaving that road, and by the time they were going to be done repaving it, we were already going to be gone. So, therefore, so that tradition died a year earlier than it should have, unfortunately. So, even if they never tried to repave that road, if they repave that road faster, that tradition obviously would have died originally when it was scheduled in 2000. Well, after 2008, it died. It would have died at the end of summer of 09, if anything. Even if that repaving of the road never happened, or happened way sooner than it should have. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, you can't always get what you want. And when Sandhurst came, that tradition died. But there was room for new ones. How about, general tradition, let's just not center it on personal traditions, general traditions that, gave us personal traditions to go with the general tradition. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. Even dating back to 2002, 2003, early post-Mexico Lenore. Usually every single year, because, back in when we went to Berger, school always started after Labor Day, as opposed to Berea, when I went. And even now, after long out that my generation has moved on, with this current generation taking over for Berea City Schools, in place of the one I was part of, and even Ridgeville, they start at the end of August, which I think is, even to this day, I still think it's fucking stupid to me. I mean, it was stupid to me then, and it's stupid to me now. So, therefore, I don't get why it's not a mandatory law for all 50 states that have a school system. For every school system of all 50 states, school should never start their season until after Labor Day. That's how I always grew up, when I grew up believing, based on how I grew up in Michigan. But after, 90s Cleveland ended, but 90s Cleveland, when we talk about general traditions that led to matching personal traditions, we do not go back that far. No, we don't go back to West 122nd. We do not go back to, what's it called? We do not go back to West 150th. We do not go back that far to stuff like that. We go as far as Lenore. We don't even mention Mexico, because Mexico is just a free-for-all that was all fun and games. That was a season that was a free-for-all and fun and games. 2001, 2002, where we didn't have to do anything. We got to live our best life and not have to work. We didn't have to go to school. The only thing we had to do was schoolwork, because my mom looked to put me and my sister in the school system, but yet they kindly accepted my sister, but they didn't accept me. So my mom said, if you can't accept both of my children, then neither one of them are going to come to your bitch ass school. I mean, in Spanish, but obviously even in Spanish or English, she probably didn't say it like that, but that's probably how she meant it. But yeah, so the personal general tradition that gave us personal tradition. So it seemed like every single year when, you know, summer ended, it was always like 2002, 2003, it was always the southern five. It was the same thing, it didn't matter the race. It seemed like the Labor Day races was always the last race before school started, and then usually the first race after school starts was usually the Chevrolet Monte Carlo 400 at Richmond, and then usually the last race but before school ends was always Pocono, and then the first race after school ends was always MIS. And usually when we ended school after Pocono, then we'd start our Crash Twin Sanity and Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 stuff. So, you know, and then that would just be a domino effect. Even on Sandhurst, it was like this too, and we carried over those personal traditions to match the general traditions on Sandhurst even. So therefore, unfortunately, by 2013, I stopped doing that. Oh hey Natty, happy birthday! You didn't hear me. But subscribe to the birthday boy Matt McKnight, link in the description. That's him right there. He just turned David Green 60 years of age. But yeah, by summer 2013, I stopped with that seasonal video games bullshit. That way I could just, you know, be comfortable again by playing any game any time of the season. It didn't, you know, not just specific games, generally speaking, specific games only, but like all games. You know, that's what I started doing again by summer 2013. Yeah, and usually when we shifted gear from starting school in September to starting school in August, usually the last race before so was it 2010, 2011, and 2012, I believe. Even that last year in Polaris in 2013, the last race before school started was August MIS, and the first race after school started in Berea was the Sharpie 500. Let me do the other way. So 2011, it was Kansas. 2012, 2013, no, 2012, no, 2011, it was Kansas. 2012, it was, what the fuck was it? 2012, it was Dover. 2012 was Dover. 2013, because me being a senior at Berea, I believe the last race before school ended, before we graduated, was, I think, the Coca-Cola 600, because it was a special year with, you know, special circumstances. And 2014, I think 2014, the last race before school, the last race, oh shit. The last race, sorry about that, guys. The last race, I'm trying to finish a line here before I join you guys. The last race before school ended, I think, in 2014. Oh my God, I can't fucking remember any of this stuff from 2014. I can't remember it at all. Think. So I just had to look up the shit, and it was like it was no different than the year before. The last race before I graduated from Polaris and finished my school career altogether was again the Coke 600, which was a race I was at that unfortunately was boring, and then, you know, I stopped keeping track of that stuff once I came here, and just didn't give a shit when, you know, what races took place whenever I started a new season, or what races took place when I ended a season. You know, I just lived life like a normal person. So, and then all these new traditions I've built here that, you know, you've seen here on YouTube and over on TikTok before you, that's oh, peanut butter lady. Hi. So all the traditions that you have, that came about here with me as an adult, both pre-COVID and, you know, during the COVID era, you know, that even you guys seen for yourselves here on YouTube and on TikTok, you know, they have come along in place of the ones I did on Lenore and Sandhurst. So it's just something that's part of life. Some traditions, childhood and teenage traditions die out for new ones as an adult. So that's today's TED Talk of the week.
The science state test today.
Any
Okay.
update on the gift wraps YouTube channel?
I gotta ask my mom, man. I keep forgetting because like I have a lot of stuff.
I'm
going
pretty
on.
sure she would not tell you no in terms of that, because she let you have an Instagram and she let you have a TikTok, so I don't see why she would be different about YouTube.
Yeah, that's true. I'll teach wrestling moves on there.
And not only that, you're old enough to have you're finally old enough to have a phone and social media.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, aren't you 14 or 15?
14.
Larry Foy. Yeah, it won't be Wall Trip until it's good whenever it gets cold. When's your birthday? December?
No, November.
November. The date month before Jackson. No. Oh my God! He'll start getting fucking cold by the time he turned Wall Trip years old. Holy goddamn shit! But didn't you say you were gonna do wrestling moves, and also wrestling in general, and talk about sports in general, whether it be the pros or what you're doing in school?
Yeah, I think on my TikTok too.
I would watch all of that.
I would put, wrestling stuff and sports stuff on there too.
Mm-hmm.
But I put like goofy stuff on there, so.
Yeah, but aren't you going to talk about the pros too, like you said you was going to?
The pros?
Like NBA, NFL, all that stuff?
Yeah. Not NFL right now, but MLB for sure. Right now.
Yeah, and NBA is almost done because it's playoff season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's your channel going? I've seen like so many TikToks on your thing. Did you figure out CapCut, by the way?
No, I haven't had a chance to.
Oh.
Haven't had a chance to at all. What the fuck is Braxton's mom doing? Stopped at the end of the front straightaway going into turn 1.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, look out, Temple Guard. Did he tell you to come out?
It was like maybe an hour ago. So we can still try it.
Yeah, we can still check this shit out like Kevin LePage. Usually when I see a closed garage, I just don't even try it. I just turn the bitch around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got 2 new footballs. They're both pretty good.
Uh-huh.
I like the smaller one better. You think so?
Oh yeah, and this is a YouTube video. I'm recording a birthday tribute for Bryan Moore, the co-creator of La Vida Lab Rats and Villains of Valley View.
Yeah.
It's his birthday. And I figured since I've done Chris Peterson's birthday so many times, I figured I'd give Bryan one for a change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. All right.
But what we get when we go is Jackson probably gets ice cream and like
Soft serve or hard serve?
hard serve.
Oh,
no,
fuck.
it's Ben and Jerry's.
Okay,
So,
but soft serve is my personal favorite.
Yeah, but so what we get? Jackson gets ice cream. I get he gets ice cream and like Starbucks coffee or something. Like that.
If the only thing, I thought there was a car coming. No, only thing I would get from there, if anything, is Coca-Cola. That's it. That's my drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would get like lemon brisk, right?
Yeah.
And then I would get a beef stick or Gardettos.
Oh, he's going that way. We're fine.
Yeah. And that's it.
What about Lucas?
Oh, Lucas would get. His drink would definitely be a Mountain Dew. He would get like
Regular Mountain Dew?
No, he would get the major mellow one.
Does he actually ever tried Baja Blast?
Yeah.
That only comes out when the weather's nice. All right, Trash Channel's place. Let's go see if he could come out. This here, ladies and gentlemen, is where Rabe and Katie used to live. I don't know who the fuck lives there now, but man, less like in Brook Park, times be changing. And what I mean by like in Brook Park, there's a spot on Bagley Road. It was not really in Brook Park, it's in Middleburg, but it's connected to Brook Park. You know, if you go further down the street, like on Bagley Road in Middleburg, that Taco Bell and Five Guys you're looking at, we used to be a Friendly's and a Denny's when I was growing up a kid. When my grandparents lived on Sandhurst, and even when I lived in there, it was Friendly's and Denny's.
Yeah.
And then there was a Dairy Queen on Smith Road. These are all names of, this is a name of a street in Brook Park that you probably won't know familiar because you've probably never been through there before. Never been through this, or to the city of Brook Park, period. Someone's coming out. I don't know who that is. But anyway, yeah, on a street in Brook Park called Smith Road, there was a Dairy Queen I used to be obsessed with as a child. Like whenever I came up from Michigan to visit family in Ohio in the summer, whether it be after my grandfather's car shows, or if my dad wanted to take me there because we were just randomly together, found ourselves randomly together out of nowhere, and we wanted to go out for funsies, he'd take me to that Dairy Queen just to eat ice cream, and I loved the shit out of that Dairy Queen. They had the best looking soft serve ice cream, and it was best tasting. And as soon as what I heard years after it closed, as soon as the owner died, that's why it closed and it was abandoned forever. Then someone else bought the property, and then it just became a bike shop. So if I ever drive past that area, but before July 9th, before I go back there for the docuseries, then that I'll try to get footage of that so I can throw it in the docuseries and narrate over it what it used to be and explain why it turned into what it is now. All right. Finally, Trash Channel made his way out here. Go subscribe to him. Link is in the description as we continue to celebrate the birthday of the great Bryan Moore from Live in La Vida Lab Rats. Let me go around so we don't get any addresses or anything. What the fuck was that? Wow.
Why'd you catch it like that?
Yikes.
You're so buffalo.
That was a shitty ass catch. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's why you need a glove for stuff like this.
Good. Alright, I'm just gonna dunk the fans. Alright, now
Awful.
Oh.
At least it's not an air ball.
That was an air ball.
No, it hit the rim. I see it. Even the fans are gonna see that.
No, I'm not.
I mean, I suck, but I don't air ball, you know? Not a lot. Like you. This kid's only good at dunking.
Maybe because I don't play basketball.
I don't either. Does it look like I play basketball?
It looks like I play basketball.
Oh, 2 in a row. I didn't get the third one.
4 in a row.
Oh, 4 in a row. Even though I fucking missed the third one, 'cause I was scared he was gonna miss that third.
So,
Oh, 5 in a row. 4 of the 5 on camera. Damn. 57 degrees.
I'm wearing sweatpants.
Oh, I can understand it a little bit. But it's not even that cold either.
I'll go back there. This kid throws bombs. Never mind.
And you still caught it.
Awful. Terrible throw, my bad. Oh my god, that was awful.
Incomplete.
Yeah, you left it. My left, your left.
Oh, the one time I come in late, you got it. Okay, we're good.
Oh, car.
And you still got it.
What was that?
Yeah!
Shot. I made
After this.
a good shot all day.
Very good.
I'm gonna try to
Alright,
swing.
Duncan.
Don't get on him.
Oh, that was shit.
This is just as hard as the Johnny Benson lightning challenge. Oh! Right as I get ready to fucking say that, he finally made it. Yeah, Daniel was fucking driving. Holy goddamn shit. Oh no, you made it. Hell yeah. The rim is shaking its bonbon because the hoop is shaking its bonbon because I tore that shit up like Terry Labonte. That's why it's shaking its bonbon like Ricky Martin. There we go.
Whoa, look at that.
Nice try, stupid ass. Bang!
The
Someone can hit that.
best dunk in the world, baby.
You go, Nathan?
Freaking good, bro.
Nah, you're cool.
No, go over there.
Alright, I will.
Hey, Mark,
You got
you
that.
go attack him.
No! No, I'm not gonna attack shit.
I tried to pay, he begged me to stay. Babe, I'm not staying, I just wanna play. In the party, he just wanna romp. Big boobs in the bus, they talk.
Get low, get low, get low. This is not Need for Speed Underground.
Chill.
I love throwing it like that.
That was off. My bad. Here.
This is the fucking steak and chicken song.
Roll it.
Cooperate! Plus, we got the finals cutscene to film before I get the fuck out of here and film the outro. And this is not the final cutscene. It involves all three of us.
Don't throw that anywhere. Hey! Oh, go. That was awful. My bad.
And he still caught. Very good.
Don't throw it hard, bro. Don't throw it unnecessarily hard.
Very good.
Oh, I thought you.
Fuck.
There you go. That was good. That was a good snap, actually.
Yeah, let's record the craziness. Why fucking not?
That was terrible.
No addresses though.
All right, let's go. Put down my freaking volleyball.
Put down my freaking basketball.
No.
Dude, this
Bryan Moore did not ask for this kind of fucking drama from all three of us today.
I'm like higher somehow.
Bryan Moore did not ask for this shit, guys. Oh my sweet baby Jesus.
Fucking bad. He deserves it.
Playing stupid games and winning stupid prizes.
Yes, sir.
That's gonna wrap it up for this. All of a sudden turned into I don't know what the fuck for Bryan Moore for I don't know how the fuck old he's turning, but okay, fuck it, let's get it over with. Happy birthday to you. Come on. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bryan. Happy birthday to you. And because of all the commotion that has gone on tonight, all the craziness between me, Nathan, and Jax to wrap up this video, we only have time for like the original short and outro. So until next time, this is Mark Oliveira signing off. Be prepared for a boatload of content going from tomorrow all the way through this weekend going into early next week. So have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Good night. And once again, happiest of birthdays to Bryan Moore, co-creator of Livin' La Vida Lab Rats on Disney XD and Villains of Valley View on Disney Channel. See you later, everyone.